Welcome to Dr. Rao's lecture series. Topic of this video: strength of materials, stresses and strains in thin cylinders and spherical shells. Stresses and strains in thin cylinder. The assumption in deriving the expression for stresses in thin cylinder is that the ratio of thickness to the diameter is less than 1 by 20th. Therefore, hoop stress and longitudinal stresses will be nearly uniform over the thickness and radial stresses will be small and negligible. Consider a cylinder which is subjected to a pressure of P. Consider a cut portion of the cylinder along longitudinal section and along the diameter. Let D is the diameter of the cylinder, T is the thickness of the cylinder, L length of the cylinder, sigma C is hoop stress, sigma L longitudinal stress. Fluid pressure acts on the circumferential walls of the cylinder, on the end walls of the cylinder. Consider the pressure acting on the circumferential walls. Total force due to pressure equal to pressure multiplied by projected area. Projected area equal to diameter of the cylinder multiplied by length of the cylinder, that is equal to D into L. Total force due to pressure is equal to pressure into projected area P into D into L. This force will be resisted by thickness of the cylinder. The stress on the walls of the cylinder is assumed to be uniform and it is equal to sigma C. The resisting force equal to sigma C into 2 into T into L. Equating the pressure force and resisting force, sigma C into 2 into T into L equal to P into D into L. From this one, we will get the value of sigma C. It is PD by 2T. As this stress acts along the circumference, it is also called circumferential stress or hoop stress. Consider the pressure acting on the end walls of the cylinder, that is the closing side. Total force along the longitudinal direction equal to P into area of end walls, that is P into pi by 4 d square. This force is resisted by the cross-section area of the cylinder along the diameter. Resisting force equal to area of cross-section of the cylinder along the diameter multiplied by longitudinal stress. Area of cross-section of the cylinder along the diameter equal to circumference multiplied by thickness, that is equal to pi d into T. Equating the pressure force along the longitudinal direction and resisting force, P into pi by 4 d square equal to pi d into T into sigma L. It implies sigma L equal to PD by 4T. This acts parallel to the longitudinal axis and it is called longitudinal stress. Sigma C and sigma L will be the two principal stresses at any point on the cylinder. Let E is Young's modulus of the material and 1 by m is Poisson's ratio of the material. Hoop strain equal to sigma C by E minus sigma L by ME. By taking 1 by E as common, hoop strain equal to 1 by E into sigma C minus sigma L by M. Substituting the values of sigma C and sigma L in the above equation, we get hoop strain equal to 1 by E into PD by 2T minus PD by 4Tm. By taking PD by 2T as common, hoop strain equal to PD by 2TE into 1 minus 1 by 2m. Longitudinal strain equal to sigma L by E minus sigma C by ME. By taking 1 by E as common, longitudinal strain equal to 1 by E into sigma L minus sigma C by M. Substituting the values of sigma C and sigma L in the above equation, longitudinal strain equal to 1 by E into PD by 4T minus PD by 2Tm. By taking PD by 2T as common, longitudinal strain equal to PD by 2TE into 1 by 2 minus 1 by M. Volumetric strain. Consider the circumference of the cylinder C equal to pi d. Differentiating with respect to diameter, delta C by delta D equal to pi. Delta C by C equal to pi delta D divided by pi d. Delta C by C equal to delta D by D. This is circumferential strain. Longitudinal strain equal to delta L by L. Volume of cylinder V is pi d square by 4 into L. By differentiating the above equation, change in volume delta V equal to pi by 4 to dl into delta d plus pi by 4 d square into delta L. The volumetric strain is delta V by V. Pi by 4 2 dl into delta d plus pi by 4 d square delta L whole divided by pi by 4 d square into L. The volumetric strain delta V by V equal to 2 into delta d by d plus delta L by L. That means 2 times the diametric strain plus longitudinal strain. By writing the expressions, delta V by V equal to 2 into PD by 2TE into 1 minus 1 by 2M plus PD by 2TE into 1 by 2 minus 1 by M. By simplifying this one, we will get volumetric strain equal to PD by 2TE into 5 by 2 minus 2 by M. Consider thin spherical shell. Consider a section of spherical shell along a diameter as shown in figure. Let T is wall thickness of the shell, D diameter of the shell. Assuming uniform stress throughout the thickness, consider the equilibrium of the hemisphere. Force due to pressure equal to pressure multiplied by projected area. That is equal to P into pi by 4 d square. Resisting force for the force due to pressure equal to hoop stress multiplied by resisting area. Resisting area equal to circumference of the section multiplied by thickness of the shell, that is equal to pi d into T. Resisting force for the force due to pressure equal to sigma C into pi d into T. It implies sigma C pi dt equal to P into pi by 4 d square. From this one, hoop stress equal to PD by 4T. As spherical shell is symmetrical about all the axes, the stress along longitudinal direction is also hoop stress. Let sigma C1 is stress in the longitudinal direction. Sigma C1 equal to sigma C equal to PD by 4T. Hoop strain equal to sigma C by E minus sigma C1 by ME. By substituting sigma C and sigma C1 values, hoop strain equal to PD by 4TE into 1 minus 1 by M. Hoop strain equal to circumferential strain equal to delta D by D equal to PD by 4TE into 1 minus 1 by M. Volume of sphere V is pi dq by 6. Delta V, that is change in volume, by differentiating delta V equal to 3 pi d square delta d by 6. So delta V equal to pi d square by 2 into delta d. Volumetric strain delta V by V equal to pi d square by 2 into delta d divided by volume, that is pi dq by 6, that is equal to 3 times delta d by d. So volumetric strain is 3 times Pd by 4Te into 1 minus 1 by m.